Hello guys, welcome to this new Unreal Engine tutorial series on building a third-person RPG. So first, you're going to want to open up Unreal Engine 5.5.4. This is what I will be doing the tutorial on. It will most likely work on other versions, but I can't guarantee that. In this tutorial series, we're going to be doing combat, inventory, locomotion. Might even touch on motion matching with that locomotion. This will be an amazing full RPG tutorial series. Okay, so let's start the first episode. So, once you've opened up Unreal Engine, we're going to want to use a third-person template. We're going to be doing this in Blueprint, so that'll be very easy for you guys to use. And I'm sure this tutorial will require a basic Blueprint skill to, debug and stuff. But it's definitely beginner friendly. So we're going to open up the RPG tutorial, the third person template, and we're going to create it. Okay, once you've loaded up, you should be in the third person map. But this map is pretty terrible. We're going to want to use a different one. So go to new level and use it, make a basic map. Then we're going to make a new folder call it map. And we're going to put in here and we're going to call it open world. We'll be editing this later to make a proper open world. So this episode is going to be about organizing stuff. So let's get to that. So let's make a new folder called player. Move that into there. And just click OK, and we can move this input into the blueprints, and then move that into there. Okay, now we're going to delete this third person folder. We should have blueprints, player. Yep, we've got input as well. And then we can delete level prototyping. Okay, and then we're going to rename this to be BP underscore player. And then name this BP underscore player. You can name this whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. But I'm just going to name it like this for good organization. So we're going to be using the UE5 skeleton, so we don't actually need this mannequins folder here. We can just delete this. Okay, so we've got maps. So what we're going to want to do is set this open world map. Let's call it a search. And then we're going to go to maps and modes and make sure that this is the game default map, editor startup map. Okay, so now if we go into the project settings again, actually change it to BP player game mode. Now we should have a movable character here. Okay, so let's open up our player, and we're going to change this to be the Manny. It's Manny simple. Later on in this tutorial series, we'll be looking on adding metahumans and stuff. And this will be a metahuman friendly series. So yes, I'm sure you guys will like actually making a realistic game, which is what this tutorial is aimed at, really. So we've got this up. So I think we're just going to need to change a few settings. So for now, if we go to the character, we're going to want to turn off orient rotation to movement. Now, next episode we will be setting up 8-way movement, but right now you see it doesn't really play many animations for that. We've got jumping as well, and we can move our mouse. So yeah, but for today, let's just turn that back on, and I'm going to add basic sprinting feature. So if we make a new graph and call it basic input, we go to graph and we're going to control A and then control X and paste this into the basic input graph. Okay, so we've got all of this done. I'm just going to align this so it looks a bit better. Now, this tutorial is going to just be the basics of this. So, yeah, okay. So, this IMC default, we're going to open this. We're going to change it to IMC basic input. Make sure that's in there. And then in here you can see we've got the input actions. We've got the, so we don't actually need this. If you might need to use that, but. So we'll get more into the enhanced input later on in this tutorial series as well. So, see we've got this now. So, just make a new input action and call it IA underscore sprint toggle, sprint. So yeah, we're gonna want to add 2 triggers. I think we're gonna do press and release. And then if we go to the IMC basic input and we open it up, we can add in. You see, if we click on that, we can add in. We've got the IA sprint. So you click on this and we can press shift and left shift, and then that'll be the key. And also, this tutorial series is going to be gamepad friendly. So I'm just going to add in left. What should it be? Oh yeah, left. Left thumbstick button. So that'll be like pushing down on the left thumbstick, which is sprinting in a lot of games. If we go IA sprint, if we go to started, we're going to make 2 functions actually. We're going to start sprint, and we're going to copy this and we do end sprint. Okay. Actually, you know what would be better? We can do this would just be better organized. Toggle sprint. And we're going to make an input. This won't do anything for today, but we're going to do override. I think that sounds better. Yeah. We're going to do override as the input. And then an output is going to be. We don't need this output because we'll make so we're going to make a category for basic input. And we're going to make another we're going to make a variable here, and we're going to call it is sprinting. And we're going to add this to the basic input. And if we make another variable, and we want to do, because we're going to be using different, we're going to make the sprint speed. Because we're going to be using this for different players, then we want to have a variable here. This is just going to be like the base class of it. So we're going to make it expose on spawn. Same with this one, expose on spawn. Like that. Unreal Engine just got glitched. So toggle sprint, we want to get the character movement. I'm actually going to make a new function just to make this easier. Set max walk speed. This is going to be in basic input as well, I think. Speed. This is going to be a float. So for this, we're going to get the character movement, and then we're going to set max walk speed to be the speed. So if we go to toggle sprint, we're going to call in that of false. And then of false, we're going to do another one, which is going to be branch is sprinting. If we are sprinting, we're going to set the max walk speed to be are sprinting, then we will stop sprinting. So that'll be what is it in default? I think it's 500, isn't it? And then off of this, we're gonna set it to be the sprint speed. And then we just off this, we're gonna set is sprinting to be false, and off this, we're gonna do the same. No, we're going to set something to be true. So we're just going to make a default value, sprinting to be 800. The animations won't properly match up here, but toggle sprint, and toggle sprint is sprinting should be full time default, yeah. So if we go into here, I'm just going to double check this is all working good. So now if I shift, doesn't seem to be working here. Toggle sprint, so if we are sprinting, we set it to that, and we set we're not sprinting. Have we got this 800? Override, we set override to be false. I sprint, so if we added it into the basic input. Have a look here then. So we're going to set that to be false, and then if we are sprinting, we are stop sprinting. I think it's working actually. Yeah, it is. Let me just bump up the sprint speed to be like 1200 just so I can double check that. Yeah, it is working. So we see we've got a basic sprint system. Okay, so that's all for today. Next episode we're going to be working on 8-way movement, and we're also going to be changing the animations to be animations imported from Mixamo. So yeah, we're just going to be adding crouching. Yes. So I hope you have learnt something from this video. This is just the very basic video for this tutorial series. So yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye.